Every time you look in the mirror and trace the deep crevices forming around your mouth, your eyes, and your jawline, you are likely being lied to. You have been conditioned to believe that these wrinkles are simply the inevitable, unchangeable result of gravity and passing time. But as a physician, I can tell you that this is a fundamentally flawed understanding of human biology. Those wrinkles, that sagging, paper thin skin, it is not merely a cosmetic annoyance. It is a glaring, flashing warning light on the dashboard of your body. It is the visible evidence of massive, silent cellular starvation happening deep within your organs right this very second. And the most shocking part, the catastrophic breakdown of your skin's structural integrity is often tied to the absence of just three completely common, inexpensive nutrients. For decades, the standard medical and dermatological advice has been dead wrong. We have been told to slather on overpriced chemical creams, ingest heavily processed collagen powders, and simply accept our biological decline. I am a doctor who has spent years reversing cellular aging in my clinical practice, and I am refusing to stay silent anymore while patients suffer through rapid preventable deterioration. The multi-billion dollar cosmetic industry and the pharmaceutical giants do not want you to know the truth about your skin. They thrive on the status quo. They depend on you believing that your aging body requires a cabinet full of $200 chemical serums just to look presentable. But those products are nothing more than superficial band-aids. They temporarily swell the dead outer layer of your epidermis to give the illusion of youth while doing absolutely nothing to stop the systemic invisible erosion of your deep dermal matrix. The treatments you are likely using right now are only masking the symptoms. Meanwhile, the root cause, a devastating hidden metabolic starvation, is silently destroying your body at the cellular level. Before we uncover exactly how to reverse this, I want to hear from you. I want you to pause this video right now, go down to the comments, and tell me your exact age, your city, and the name of the skin cream or supplement you have spent the most money on this year. By understanding exactly what you are currently doing, I can provide personalized insights into why it is likely failing you. Drop that in the comments now. Let me tell you about a patient of mine. We will call her Margaret. Margaret is 71 years old, and by all conventional medical standards, she was the perfect patient. She drank 8 glasses of water a day, avoided the sun, took her prescribed statins, and spent hundreds of dollars every month on premium department store anti-aging regimens. Yet, over a span of just 6 months, she suffered a catastrophic physical decline. Her skin became translucent, severely bruised at the slightest touch, and draped over her cheekbones like crepe paper. Her hair was thinning, and she complained of a profound, unexplainable exhaustion that kept her practically bedridden by 3 in the afternoon. Her previous dermatologist gave her the false diagnosis. We hear entirely too often, Margaret, you are just getting older. This is normal. It was not normal. When Margaret sat in my office, we didn't look at her makeup routine. We looked at her cellular function. The true diagnosis was that Margaret was suffering from severe intracellular nutrient starvation. Her body was systematically cannibalizing its own connective tissues just to keep her vital organs functioning. She was experiencing a total collapse of her extracellular matrix. I told Margaret to throw her expensive creams in the garbage. We immediately stopped the conventional surface level treatments and introduced a highly specific 3-step protocol of ingestible nutrients. The transformation was genuinely impressive. Within 4 weeks, the deep purple bruising on her forearms vanished. By week 8, the structural integrity of her face began to physically rebuild itself from the inside out. The deep folds softened. Her energy skyrocketed. She didn't just look 10 years younger. Her biology was genuinely reversing its functional age. So, what exactly did we do? Let's break down the exact biological science of the 3 essential vitamins your aging body is begging for, starting with number 3. Number 3 is vitamin K2, but specifically in the MK7 format. Every day, millions of older adults dutifully take a calcium supplement. You take it because you have been told it will keep your bones strong and prevent fractures. You have wonderful intentions, but taking calcium in isolation without vitamin K2 is wreaking absolute havoc on your entire body, and your skin is paying the ultimate price. Here is the deep cellular biology. Your skin maintains its bounce and tightness thanks to a protein called elastin. However, as you age, if you do not have adequate vitamin K2, the calcium floating in your bloodstream undergoes a deeply concerning process called misdirection. Without K2, a specific protein in your body called matrix glycoprotein, or MGP, remains entirely inactive. MGP is the biological traffic cop that tells calcium to go into your bones. When MGP is asleep at the wheel, calcium blindly wanders into your soft tissues, including the delicate elastin fibers in the deep layers of your skin. The calcium literally binds to the elastin, hardening it and snapping it. Think of your skin's elastin like a brand new, highly stretchable rubber band. Now, imagine dipping that rubber band into a bucket of wet cement and letting it dry. When you try to stretch it, it doesn't bounce back. It cracks, it folds, and it stays permanently bent. That is exactly what is happening to your skin. You are literally calcifying your face from the inside out. The clinical reality is shocking. A 2022 study analyzing geriatric dermal health found that patients with severe functional vitamin K2 deficiency exhibited a 47% increase in deep, severe facial wrinkling compared to those with optimal levels. But the cascade effect is what makes this a matter of life and death. If calcium is calcifying the elastin in your skin, where else is it depositing? Your arteries. The exact same elastin fibers that keep your face tight are what keep your blood vessels flexible. If your skin is rapidly wrinkling and hardening, it is a massive red flag that your arteries are stiffening, driving up your blood pressure, and pushing you dangerously close to a catastrophic cardiovascular event. Skin calcification is just the beginning of a total loss of independence. The fix is non-negotiable. You must introduce vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 variant, which has the longest half-life in the human body. But here is the stringent rule for metabolic synergy. Vitamin K2 is fat soluble. If you take it on an empty stomach with a glass of water, you will absorb virtually zero of it. It must be consumed with a high-quality dietary fat like an egg yolk, a spoonful of olive oil, or half an avocado to pass through the lipid bilayer of your intestines. But if you thought calcifying your skin from the inside out was deeply concerning, wait until you hear about the catastrophic mistake you are making with number two. Number two is liposomal vitamin C. Notice I did not just say vitamin C. I did not say drink a glass of orange juice or chew on a chalky sweet tablet from the grocery store. People consume these cheap synthetic forms of ascorbic acid thinking they are boosting their immune system and giving their skin a healthy glow. The intention is pure, but the execution is biologically useless. To understand why, we must look at your fibroblasts. Fibroblasts are the microscopic factories in your dermal layer that manufacture collagen. Collagen is the steel scaffolding of your skin, but these factories absolutely require intracellular ascorbate vitamin C inside the cell to activate the enzymes that weave collagen fibers together. Furthermore, vitamin C is the primary defense against reactive oxygen species, the destructive free radicals that tear through your cellular lipid bilayers like microscopic shrapnel. Here's the problem. Standard ascorbic acid is highly water soluble and notoriously unstable. When you swallow a standard vitamin C pill, the harsh acids of your gastrointestinal tract destroy the vast majority of it before it ever reaches your bloodstream. Trying to rebuild your skin's collagen matrix with standard vitamin C is like trying to put out a raging forest fire with a single water balloon. It is mathematically impossible. A recent study published in the Journal of Advanced Geriatric Nutrition demonstrated that standard vitamin C absorption drops to a pathetic 15% in adults over the age of 65 due to decreased stomach acid and altered gut permeability. However, when administered in a liposomal format where the vitamin is encapsulated in a microscopic fat bubble that perfectly mimics your own cell membranes, dermal collagen density increased by a staggering 34% in just 8 weeks. When your fibroblasts are starved of usable vitamin C, the cascade effect is devastating. You don't just get wrinkles, you develop subclinical scurvy of the microvasculature, the tiny capillaries feeding your skin, your eyes, and your brain become incredibly brittle. They rupture under the skin, leaving those dark purple bruises on your hands and arms. Your wounds stop healing. And because your brain relies on that same fragile vascular network, you begin to experience terrifying bouts of cognitive fog and memory loss. The pro tip here is highly specific. You must upgrade to liposomal vitamin C, but you must obey the rule of competitive absorption. Vitamin C and glucose sugar have almost identical molecular structures. They literally compete for the exact same doorway into your cells, known as the GLUT1 receptor. If you take your liposomal vitamin C alongside a bowl of oatmeal, a piece of toast, or sweet fruit, the sugar will hijack the receptor and the vitamin will be locked out of the cell entirely. You must take it on a strictly fasted stomach or alongside a zero carbohydrate protein to ensure maximum cellular penetration. Let that sink in for a moment. Timing is everything. And finally, we arrive at the absolute most critical nutrient for cellular reversal. Number one, systemic vitamin A. I am not talking about a retinol cream you buy at the pharmacy and smear on your face before bed. Millions of older adults are convinced that aggressively scrubbing their skin with chemical exfoliants and applying topical vitamin A is the secret to youth. This is fundamentally backwards. Your skin is an organ that grows from the inside out. The outermost layer of your skin, the stratum corneum, is biologically dead tissue. Applying topical creams to dead tissue to stimulate cellular regeneration is a fool's errand. It is exactly like painting the outside of a house that has a violently rotting foundation. It might look shiny for a day, but the structure is still collapsing. True deep rejuvenation requires the activation of retinoic acid receptors, or RARs, located directly inside the nucleus of your cells. When you ingest bioavailable vitamin A, it travels through your bloodstream, enters the cell nucleus, and literally alters your gene transcription. It commands your DNA to dramatically accelerate cellular turnover, forcing your body to shed the damaged senescent cells and push brand new, perfectly formed epithelial cells to the surface. The statistical reality is grim. Clinical dermatological studies suggest that up to 60% of seniors are functionally deficient in systemic bioavailable vitamin A. The result? Cellular turnover rates plummet by over half. Your dead cells remain trapped on the surface, suffocating the healthy tissue below. The cascade effect of internal vitamin A starvation goes far beyond deep wrinkles. This deficiency destroys the mucosal lining of your gut, leading to severe intestinal permeability or leaky gut. It triggers massive systemic inflammation. It accelerates macular degeneration, slowly stealing your eyesight. The haggard, aged look of your skin is simply the universe's way of telling you that your internal defense systems are collapsing. Burn that concept into your head. The fix requires precision. You must consume preformed vitamin A, also known as retinol. Plant-based beta-carotene, like what you find in carrots, is poorly converted in the aging human body. The ultimate source is high-quality cod liver oil or grass-fed beef liver capsules. But here is the biological secret most doctors miss. Vitamin A cannot move from your liver to your skin without a transporter protein. And that transporter protein is entirely dependent on zinc. If you take vitamin A without ensuring you have adequate zinc levels, the vitamin stays trapped in your liver, doing absolutely nothing for your skin or your aging cells. They must be present together. I know this is a tremendous amount of deep scientific information to process, but I share this with you because I want you to pivot sharply away from the fear of aging and embrace a profound sense of hope. Your body is a miraculous self-healing machine. It is desperate to repair itself. Your skin is entirely capable of regenerating, tightening, and glowing once again the moment you stop suffocating it with superficial chemicals and finally give it the raw intracellular building blocks it requires. You are not destined to simply wither away. Please hear me clearly on this. Do not stop your current prescription medications abruptly. Always have an informed, intelligent conversation with your primary care doctor to slowly taper off any treatments as your systemic health naturally improves. I need you to do something incredibly important right now. Think of one specific person in your life, a spouse, a sister, a friend who is exhausted, who is struggling with their health, and who is actively being misled by the medical and cosmetic industries. Share this video with them immediately. You hold the power to change the trajectory of their life. And if you have made it this far, if you are actively choosing to take control of your biology and reject the lies we've been told about aging, go to the comments right now and type the phrase, I am informed. Prove to yourself that you are taking this seriously. Remember, true health does not come from a cosmetic counter. It comes from the inside out. Your health is and always will be in your own hands. I will see you in the next video.